Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hey people of the tube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa and YouTube is better with me on it. So how have you all been doing? It's been a minute, hasn't it? Wait. Is this the community we said we're going to build at the start of this year? What is this ghosting you people are doing for me? It's almost as if, it's not as though I'm not grateful, right? But it's almost as if some of you are on a mission to make sure I don't know you are stopping by the channel. No comments, you're not giving me gist, no likes, I don't know what you've been up to. Okay, we're going to remedy that now. I'm going to pause and wait for you to go in the comment now, just as you're watching. Stop watching now. Don't fast forward, I can see you. Pause now and go in the comments and tell me something interesting that you've been up to in the past 1 month, some new realization, some learning, something that your lenses is changing or has changed about. You know, I want to hear that. I want to know what you guys are all about. Let's correct and go back to the basics, okay? But all right, thank you so much for your continued support, for watching my videos, for sharing, reposting, liking, subscribing. Thank you. Now go day. Dalu, she, danke. Every good way of saying thank you. Thank you. Heart says it, my mouth says it. Thank you so much. So yeah, before I go on, because I know some of you are already judging me, please, first of all, anytime you see me making a video on this bed, it's because I'm fighting for my life that week. Stuff around maybe my schedule, or is it schedule? Stuff around my schedule, or you know, just stuff around work is not allowing me breathe, and this is me removing the barrier to creating. So I'm telling myself, you know what, we're going to sit on the bed and just shoot this content. I also want to point out, because I know some of you are doing, we watch, we listen, and we judge. The reason I don't have shit on my bed is not because I don't have shit and I want to go for me. It's because this weather, this heat, oh Lord God. It's so funny how I never used to be the person who used to feel hot. I always used to feel, I'm always the, please turn off the AC or turn off the fan, I'm cold type of person. But now, I will lay my bed with sheets and get up in minutes, and I'm seeing marks. I'm drenched. The sheets are drenched with bodily fluids. I don't understand it. I thought the rains were going to make things easier, but no. So I've resolved to no more sheets on my bed till the weather gets calmer or cooler. We lay on it this way, we do everything we want to do this way. So please, we listen and we don't judge. Anyway, back to the video. As you all can probably tell from my Grammy Award-winning rendition earlier, today's conversation is gonna be about birthdays. Ta-da! I'm one of those April born folks, so I recently celebrated a birthday, and as I am with exploring literally every area of my life, I got to thinking about how I've always been about birthdays and how I'm currently feeling now, and I thought, you know, perhaps I can share something about this feeling and some lessons might come out of it. You never know, right? So let's get right into it. But moving on, as we know, as most of us will agree, birthdays are kind of a universal celebration, except for a few faith denominations, or at least one that I know of, belief systems. Most people mark their birthdays, and the way that we mark birthdays vary from, you know, low-key celebrations to big all-out parties, isn't it? I wonder what is it about how you like to celebrate your birthdays? Are you the big party type of person or the low-key gathering type of person? But I think about how I've always felt about birthdays, and birthdays are quite weird for me. You see, when I think about the awkwardness I have around birthdays, I wonder often if it's a case of my growing up years, the way I was brought up, and the way birthdays were seen in my house, in my family. There wasn't much fuss made about it, or if it's just the fact that excuse me, I don't like to be the center of attention, right? On the flip side, I can go all out for other people's birthdays. I can, help you style a photo shoot. I can plan an event, surprise or known or intentional. I can set up stuff. I can just, go all out to make it a big shindig for you. But you see, it's not. That's not. I don't like to be on the other end of things. I don't like to be on the receiving end. I don't like birthday gatherings. I don't like surprise parties or surprise. Please don't do it to me. I don't like it. Right? Were possible for me to disappear every day, every year on my birthday, I will do it. I promise you I will do it. In fact, some years ago, I instituted what I call, that sounds so serious, instituted, but I did institute sort of like a birthday code of conduct, where I shared a list of things I didn't really like or I struggled with accepting or dealing with around the marking or celebration of a birthday for me. And I shared it to everyone who cared to listen, friends, social media stories, whatnot, and top on that list was calls. Please don't call me on my birthday. No calls. And it's just to see how people have become more compliant, right? In the following years after that, I very few people call my birthday now, and even don't care much for birthday calls, that entire. In fact, at some point, it used to feel very overwhelming and anxiety triggering, and it just felt to me like, no, don't. Why does this one day have to be the one big production everybody remembers that they want to celebrate how wonderful or how great Lisa has been to them or for them? And so I'm like, please, let's stagger it, let's space it out. Reach out to me other days of the year to tell me how much you love me or appreciate me. Don't. It just felt like a whole lot. I really couldn't do. On a normal day, I struggle with phone calls. So now imagine on your birthday where the whole world wants to talk to you. So I had to communicate. Well, I hoped graciously, but I communicated that friends and fam, please don't call me on my birthdays. I can't deal with it, right? I like that when I think about it now, people have demonstrated some form of understanding and a lot more considerate of how I feel, and a lot more understanding of how I feel about birthdays and the attention that it comes with. But I also like, on the flip side, how I'm growing as well. I think there's less anxiety for me. This past birthday, a couple weeks ago, I felt a sense of, there wasn't much by way of anxiety. It was just such a day of calm and peace. In fact, this is very funny. It was a Sunday, and I remember on our way to church, one of the cars we were going in, stopping, and us spending time on the road. And I was just so in a place where we're just calm, just gisting, making videos, laughing. In fact, I turned it into a vanity photo shoot stuff on the main freeway. It became fun and play. We'll look at this, is a car coming, then we'll stay in the middle of the road and take pictures, make videos. So it was such a cool, amazing time. So I like the way that I am about birthdays now. Less anxiety, not much of a production. I'm just taking it, as the day comes. But for me, when I think of birthdays, the things that matter to me, I think I'm really a simple girl. Things that matter to me are words. The love language thing people talk about. I've always been a words of affirmation person. So on my birthdays, I appreciate when people reach out to me with love letters, and I even mean handwritten, physical love letters or notes or birthday cards. I was joking the other day about how that the art of card gifting seems to be lost in our generation. I got one birthday card, interestingly, on my birthday, but it came from the least most unlikely person, and maybe perhaps it's because his generation, because he's a much older person, that is more normal to them. So I did get a birthday card. I thought it was really heartwarming. I was really excited to get the birthday card. In fact, I probably expressed more excitement about the birthday card than anything else I got, right? But I loved the fact of it. So for me, it's simple, words, love letters, notes, prophetic visualizations, because I'm a believer, and I'm always excited to see how we can, by the revelation of the Spirit, know what God is saying about a person, about their season, about their situation. So those are the things that, you know, resonate deeply with me, that make me, that are heartwarming for me, you know, even if it's framed keepsakes type of thing. I appreciate that. Art, stuff that just, you know, articulates words, things that matter to me, you see. And where that is impossible to do, I appreciate my friends just asking me, hey Lisa, what can I get for you? What can I buy for you? Is it something you want me to contribute to? Is it something you want me to do in your name or in your honor? I really appreciate that. Many people are not very thoughtful or detailed or pay attention to details in that way. I appreciate that it's a learning curve, and this is no judgment to anyone or no offense to anyone. But I don't think there are many people in my life who give me gifts that reflect that they actually see me. Again, no offense to anyone. I'm learning as I grow that some of the things I'm able to do for others, I may not always get it in return, and that's okay, right? I am a lot more detailed in that way, more thoughtful, more seeing of a person when it comes to celebrating them or giving gifts. I am that way. It's how I was born this way, and I you know, accept that. But I also try as much as possible, because I recognize the importance of it, to communicate to the people around me, to say, hey, this is what I appreciate, this is what I like. Because it just takes off the burden of feeling perhaps resentful that these folks don't appreciate you in the way, or love you in the way that you would love to be loved or appreciated. And speaking of resentment or the feeling of it, something else that comes to mind is the way that people feel about when people don't celebrate or mark their birthdays. I struggle with understanding it, because for me, birthdays are not so much of a production. So when folks get upset that their birthdays were not marked or celebrated, in fact, I saw a Twitter thread just yesterday, interestingly, and somebody was asking, you know, is it bad that he forgot his friend's birthday and his friend got upset, and then he got calls, and so many drama ensued from there. And someone in the comment section came and said, oh, guess what, somebody forgot my birthday, and when I checked on them, they told me they forgot their birthday. On their birthday, I also didn't reach out. When they reached out to me, I told them, no, I didn't forget, I just didn't want to reach out. I'm just like, please, what is this? What in the level of pettiness is this, right? I struggle with understanding it, because I don't place as much stock, I don't estate birthdays in that way. But I think for me, the learning point there is, if birthdays are important to you, if you esteem them so highly, then communicate how you want to be celebrated or appreciated. And if people forget your birthdays, people are going through it, just extend some grace to them. You can let the person know, hey, you didn't mark my birthday, I would have really appreciated hearing from you on your birthday. And when it's their turn, I don't see the point in paying back in their coin. Life happens, right? If that is ideally, that should even be the only way the person celebrates you in their life, right? So I mean, I can understand and I can respect people who go all out for their birthdays, have a whole photo shoot, have a whole birthday shebang, do, you know, incredible stuff they want to do. Some people tie it with maybe an album launch, a book launch, or an orphanage visit. People do all sorts for their birthday, and it's okay, it's commendable, it's fine. But know yourself, understand what works for you, and communicate it as graciously to the people that love you and that want to celebrate you, right? Without being petty or resentful or whatnot about it. Okay, that's the lesson. Something else I want to talk about birthdays is the gifting culture. I have a friend who says that Nigerians don't do gifting well. And I don't know if it's because of her socialization, the way she grew up, or just the fact that it's a true generalization. But sometimes I usually struggle to see where she's coming from when she communicates or expresses her frustration around it, because she's a gifting person. She gifts, she goes all out, so when she says it, or when I hear some of my friends who have traveled abroad and experienced the culture shock of how birthdays are celebrated abroad, where you pay for your meal at the birthday party, in that sense, where like when it's a dinner out, or you come to a birthday and you expect to bring a gift. Here for us on the flip side, we go to people's birthday parties too, as though we are the ones who are being celebrated. We go there to eat jollof rice, to eat their cake. In fact, when people see you and you haven't exactly put out word about the party, the question is, how far? Where is my cake? That's how we are more of a more of a consumerist, or we bring more of a consumerist approach to celebrating people's birthdays. Like, we want to, very rarely people, not very rarely, but it's almost as though what is norm or what is normative is people wanting to enjoy other people's birthdays, right, as opposed to seeing how they can make or mark the gifting for that birthday. So just thinking about that gifting culture, something else that it highlights for me is sort of like the commercialization of gifting, the pressure to give gifts, the wish list phenomenon. You know, when it's approaching somebody's birthday, you see they drop their wish list on WhatsApp or WhatsApp story or Instagram story to say, hey, this is my wish list, and you see car, you see human hair. No judgment intended for anyone who that's their modus operandi. But I think about birthday wish lists just the same way I think about birthdays, and it's the same conversation of, I wish you were a production weren't made about birthdays. You see, and I don't know if this is a popular take or not, but the question always for me is, what is the motivation for our gifting? Is it because we feel obligated to? How does gifting on our birthdays reflect traditions and values in relationships? Very recently, a small circle of friends, a small friend group circle I belong to, we decided that we sort of instituted it that, you know, going forward, everyone in that group, whenever it's their birthday, we must intentionally mark that birthday with a gift. And the reason why this sort of particularly resonated for me, why that tradition, next, all of us in that friend group are no longer in the same physical space. the king of Japa, you know, but why instituting that tradition really resonated for me was because it felt like a consolation for the feeling of, I'm no longer able to hold the hands of my friends as they mark their years or through the passing of years spaces. But ultimately, I think for me, gifting should always be thoughtful, should always be intentional, should always be a reflection of how you see this person and considerate of what is important to them, what makes their heart sink, what makes them, you know, really feel cherished and seen and loved. I have a friend who feels that gifting people money is a lazy way to gift. And there's me on the other end who is asking, please, what bank account should I send? What currency do you want to send me the money in? Is it in dollars or pounds or naira? You know? So we are all really different people, and that's something that we can appreciate, and which essentially just underscores the point of find out what matters to the people that you love. If gifting is an important way of appreciating it, and actually it should be, because the idea of gifting comes from, or the idea of gifting emphasizes the character of love that is generous. And if you love a person and you're not giving to them, we need to do an evaluation of that love that you profess for that person. So I think that one of the lessons that we can learn about gifting is, one, you know, to move away from the, should I say, grand production commercialization angle to it, and see it more from the place of, oh, I love this person. How can I make them feel seen on this special occasion or on every other occasion? How can I celebrate them in this way? And find out what it is, whether you're finding out through CIA, FBI information gathering, you know, whether you're praying for God to lead you, you know, for the Holy Spirit to give you insight into what is a need or an important need that should be met at a particular time in the person's life, or whether you're asking them straight up, which I would always recommend anyways. You know, the point is, gifting should always be intentional, should always be what the person would need or appreciate by way of use, not what you think is best for them. Except if you don't really care and you just want to tick off a checklist that, hey, I bought a gift for this person. But if you really care, then I would think that it's a no-brainer that you give a person, or you gift a person what they really appreciate, or what they would be able to use. I don't know. What are your thoughts about this? Do you have any experiences that has shaped or impacted your perspective around celebrating birthdays, or about giving or receiving gifts? What is it like for you? What is a deal breaker for you? I mean, my friend's deal breaker is money. Don't give her money on her birthday or any other day you want to celebrate her. She appreciates people who are more thoughtful, who are more seen, and who are able to give her gifts in that manner. So yeah, interesting differences we all have, but I'm just wondering, if this video does nothing else for you, I hope it helps you take stock, or just note what is peculiar for you, or what is important for you about how you mark or celebrate birthdays or any other anniversaries, right? And how you communicate this to your loved ones as well. Yeah, and since I like this, tell me in the comments, what's the most significant or meaningful or heartwarming gift you've ever received, maybe on a birthday or any other time. Just tell me, or some other people in my life, but please share with me how you feel about birthdays and about gift, and about the culture of gifting. And I hope that this didn't feel like some deep episode, but it was just me sharing about a life update. I celebrated a birthday recently, and I just got to thinking, if I think about every other area of my life, why don't I also think about birthdays, and how I have grown in my appreciation of it, and in my ability to communicate what I want or what I appreciate to my loved ones. But a big win for me this year definitely has been the sense of calm, just growing from that feeling of overwhelm. When I did a heart check, I felt like I was in such a great place. I was so grateful for peace, for sanity, and for possibilities. It just felt like a dawning of possibilities, like, oh, there's such great exciting things ahead of me that God has in store for this year, and I can't wait to experience them all. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Let's build this community, and like and comment. You guys, like and comment. I want to hear gist from you in the comments. So 2 things you're commenting. Number 1, what have you been up to so far? What is one new realization you've come into in the past month? And number 2, how do you feel about celebrating birthdays and gifting? What is it? What experiences, positive or negative, have shaped how you feel about it? And let's gist. I will reply all your comments, so get to it. Thank you once more. Until our next video. Ta-da! Keep seeing.